Welcome to the Corn Corner.
I'm Cam Damage, and I was the star of the hit film Chopping Mall.
And I'm Wicked Ren, and I cannot pronounce ragu.
And today, we're talking about malls.
You shop in them, you cry in them, you get exhausted in them, and your feet hurt. We're going to talk all about them, so get ready. Go get your mall and get ready.
Go pick it up.
So today's malls, and I think to start it, we're going to talk about, Cam, what is a mall to you?
A nightmare. A place of mass commerce and capitalism, all in one little package, also featuring Hot Topic.
When you were a kid, did you go to Hot Topic?
I did. I'm so glad that's where we're jumping in, because I wanted to make sure that I talked about the term gerbangs.
What is gerbangs?
Gerbang is a kid who hung out at the mall, often loitering about the Hot Topic entrance, like just outside the Hot Topic.
Yes.
And they wore the
The Jinkos.
like
the trip
but
pants.
yeah, the ones with like all the like crazy
Yeah.
where are these things going
Trip
and,
pants.
and they're not
TRIPP
yeah
or something. P
yeah
maybe, one
PP.
P.
I think it's 2 P's.
You just wanted to say PP.
Well, you know.
So you wore those
I did
trip
not.
pants and you loitered outside the Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm so offended
Yeah.
right
Just
now.
get comfortable. You know what I mean? You can put your hands down, normal.
This is what I do. I do one of these.
You're not.
I
It
do
seems like
one
you're
of
halfway
these.
on off the table.
Well, we're sharing space here, and
Yeah.
I've got to make sure that I don't
I'm gonna hold
approach
this
you in too
space for
aggressive
you.
of a manner, since
Yeah, you're spreading. Now Hot Topic.
Yeah.
What did you go in and buy in Hot Topic?
Random band merch, but I also got my like tapers there.
Yes. Yes. How big did you go?
00.
Yes.
Yeah, was the max there.
And you closed.
Yeah, one's
Yeah.
one's still open, but one's fully closed.
I went really big and
Yeah.
mine closed fully.
It's insane.
I miss them.
Yeah, I do too sometimes, but also they're like an incredibly limiting body modification. I think
that mean?
when it's your job to be like visible on
Oh,
camera,
yeah.
like I want to get more face piercings, but then that like takes
Yeah.
like from the big septum to like a lip ring and that takes you in a different. So I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, even getting my top butterfly on my throat like
Yeah.
last month, it's really changed my face.
Changed me.
It really changed. Like I don't know, it takes up so much real estate of skin,
Yeah.
which is wild. And I even had bangs at the time, and I had to I've been parting them more. And I'm like, oh, that's better because I don't know.
Opens
It shows
up the curtain.
more. Yeah, it opens up the curtain.
Anyway, back to malls. We'll do a body modification episode another time.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. You buy band t-shirts.
Yeah.
What band t-shirts?
Oh, like Slayer, like shit like that back in the day. I remember they would always have like the theme areas. Like it would be like Night Before Christmas was
Yeah.
always like a whole little like region. And they sold like those big chunky shoes.
Yes.
And I did wear those as well, like the Demonia or whatever kind
Yeah.
of things. So I did a lot of that. Did you go in the Hot Topic and buy things, or did the straight edge keep you out?
No, we're welcome there.
Okay.
They got a whole section for us. It's in the back and it has water cups and stuff like that. Anyway, I would go in and I would get band t-shirts. The Devil Wears Prada, big one.
Oh, of course.
August-
Yeah, you like all those fucking Hot
Yeah.
Topic bands. You still do. Yeah.
I know I do. I was like, yeah, I was going in wearing like the tightest jeans we could. I was a little scene kid.
Yeah.
For sure. But I got this one t-shirt. It was Metallica and SpongeBob playing on stage.
Like it was like SpongeBob was put in the shot with
Yeah.
them. That's so
it
funny.
was all animated. Like
Oh,
Metallica was
okay.
like a cartoon too.
Uh,
And I don't have any of those shirts anymore, and I wish I did.
I do wish I had some stuff from back then. I wish I had. I specifically remember I going to my first hardcore show with Brad, and I like went and got like a studded belt
just to get prepped.
Yeah, to like wear to the show and be like, damn, I'm so hard. And then like,
Yeah.
it's not, no one there was wearing a studded belt. Like it was like a legit hardcore show. It wasn't like fucking like whatever. Like,
It's
I
not
was
like attack and scary kids scaring kids.
I don't even know what those are.
God, that was the time. That was when the microcorg would like really hit the scene.
The what?
Microcorg, it was this like tiny little synthesizer
Oh,
that was like
okay.
a really good price point and it was small. It had all these little presets. It was really easy to use too. It had like a dial you turned, and it wasn't like overly engineered. And the scene kids found it and really adopted it. So these bands like Attack, Scary Kids, Scaring Kids were like based in like synth things.
I guess some of my earlier, like Mindless Self-Indulgence probably was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that was like an earlier like synthy thing for me outside of like the
This
real
is a different
shit.
synth world. This is like Under Oath has a synth player that essentially like, I think his name's Chris. He just hits a button and then just flails.
I would never assume that any of those bands had a synth player. Like I'm like, yeah, Atticus Ross plays like the keyboard and synth shit and Nine Inch
we're in a
Nails,
different
and like
world
that's
here.
like completely
Did Hot Topic have Nine Inch Nails stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think I didn't get any of it there because I was too legit. I'm sure they did though, because they had like Marilyn Manson. I got Rob Zombie shit there.
Yeah.
I didn't actually ever get Marilyn Manson shit there, which now I'm like, thank God, because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they had all that. Corn.
I had a Disturbed chain wallet. Did you ever do chain wallets?
I have one now.
Yeah, but back then, I mean.
Oh no, I didn't. And this was still. This is making it a trans thing. This back then I was still being like, I have to be very like girly and feminine.
Do you have pictures of that?
I have a picture of me like with an ex-boyfriend and a friend from back then where I'm wearing the lowest low-cut jeans in the world because that was a thing also. And then the studded belt and then a little ensign t-shirt.
What sign?
It's a band.
Oh,
Ensign.
okay.
And I'm like, whatever.
What did you do with your hair?
I always had I have a bang in that picture.
Like a swoop?
Yes, yeah, like
Like
a
seam
hard
swoop,
swoop.
yeah.
But I had it was always dyed red, so it's like in a ponytail. In
I
that
don't
picture.
understand how you didn't listen to the Devil Wears Prada. I
I
don't
never-
understand.
Hit the mic. I never liked that shit.
Watch yourself.
I know.
Okay, that makes sense. But you were exposed to it.
I suppose like I had friends who listened to it, but also like by that time I was already listening to like I was really into nu metal more so. Like I was like besides Nine Inch Nails and like A Perfect Circle or Tool, I was listening to like Static X and like Head PE and Slipknot and Korn and shit. Like so
My thing about Static X is I think it holds up.
yeah,
Because
I listened to Static X on the flight here.
it is so like simple in everything that they do and repetitive,
Yeah.
but it's so unique. Like there's no band in the world you can be like, oh, this has Static X vibes.
Yeah.
Like no one has that. Did you listen to, what was the band? I think it was like, I don't think it was like Anima or something. The drummer had the
Oh, it was like anemia.
Yeah,
like it was like I know who you're talking about.
and the drummer had the triangle on his hands.
yeah, this so you know the movie Queen of the Damned?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's a really amazing bad vampire movie, but it's awesome. About like Lestat's, who's in the Interview with the Vampire, his like becoming whatever. Anyway, they did a soundtrack that had all these songs that the band that's in the movie that Lestat sings for performed by all these like new metal bands, and like Chester Bennington sings one, Jonathan Davis sings one, the
Yeah.
guy from Disturbed, the guy from that Anem whatever,
Yeah.
like I think whatever, and they're all these just like awesome like songs.
Yeah. It's just so funny because like back in that time, I was not into new metal because I thought it was like kind of cringe.
Yeah.
But what I was into was like a bunch of like twinks on stage in like their girlfriend's pants,
Which is so
like,
cringe.
I know,
like
I
that's
know.
what I wasn't into because I was like, what's going on here?
I know,
Like,
but I was I was like, Disturbed, that's on the radio. But then like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Disturbed was. A lot of them were, though. It's so weird. And I don't know how, like, those bands do relate to mall culture to me in a way, probably just because of the age at which we were, like, listening to them and going to the mall was a thing.
Well, I think that the way we interacted with those bands was going to the mall, because I remember, so I was into Disturbed. I remember going to Hot Topic and buying a Disturbed chain wallet.
It's insane.
Which had the face guy on it. You know,
Yeah,
love
the
Disturbed.
like.
Yeah. Do it again.
It's a.
There you go. So I remember doing that, and I remember
Can't actually
going
do
to
it that much because I just got Botox.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that to your face. And I remember going to the CD store and like buying those bands' CDs.
That's a whole, like,
We should do a topic on malls so we can talk about it.
yeah, totally. What were all the? So there was like the CD stores. There was Sam Goody.
Faye.
Oh, FYE. I always
Yeah.
called it FYE. I didn't know it was a
I
word.
thought it was called Faye or something.
Oh, I always just said FYE.
I mispronounce things as a kid a lot.
And still,
Not still.
you introed the episode by saying you can't say the word ragu, but
It's a hard word to say.
it's a lot. I guess
It's not a hard word to say. It's a hard word to pronounce.
the dispersion of vowels to consonants is a strong one. Anyway,
It'll get trapped.
do you
in your
remember?
mouth.
It's
Go on.
the sauce and the word.
I just had a bunch of ragu. Anyway, go on.
Do you remember when those stores started to like something happened in the mall experience where like all of a sudden like KB Toys wasn't there anymore, or it was like only one of the type of store became the one that was there. So like I remember when one of the CD things, maybe it was FYE, like was closing, and then everything was like $2.
Yeah, I do.
And I went like nuts and bought
Same.
like 100 CDs and DVDs and shit.
Same.
Yeah.
I loved collecting CDs.
Yeah.
I
I
had-
still have so many binders.
Wow.
Like of that from back in the day when we had in the car with the tape deck and
Yeah.
connected to the Discman.
You still have your case?
Yeah. And I have all my DVDs too. Like I have like 4 huge DVD cases.
I don't care about the DVDs, but we should do a CD one.
Like
So,
looking through them. Yeah.
whoever's keeping tabs on when we say we should do a segment, write this one down. But we should do go through your CDs.
That would be fun.
I know, that's why I said it.
Well, thank you so much.
I do remember that, and I remember being sad.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, oh, this is the end of like a time.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that.
I think I stopped doing the mall thing like
Yeah.
around when that same thing happened because they changed like this is so like you changed, man. Like they started to have all the like
I know.
like when we were younger there was like limited 2
Yeah.
and like maybe H&M, but now it's like Forever 21 takes up like an entire wing of a mall.
It's like a block.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it started to change into that at some point when
Yeah.
we were like younger.
But I mean, I wonder if like the younger generation under us feels the same thing, where they're like, yeah, the mall's changing. Cause like they came into it with being like, yeah, I remember when Forever 21 took up a whole block. And now, I don't know.
I wonder how like they even approach it now because like I will avoid the mall to save my like I can't you couldn't find me in a mall like
I mean, same, but it's because like I don't know what I would do in it now.
yeah like I guess if I had to go to a very specific store and didn't want to just get the thing online I would go, but otherwise it's like bright lights I can't control, music that's too loud that I can't control, smells that are overwhelming that I can't control, and like the people, and I'm just like, now at
Yeah.
this point.
Sounds like you have sensory issues.
Yeah, probably. Should look into that.
You should. I remember going like shopping for my mom's Christmas gifts and things like that with my dad.
Oh yeah.
Like things like that were really fun.
Hold on, I want to turn this down a little bit. What's your most like? I want to frame it this way, but I'm like traumatic standout mall memory.
I have one, but I don't want to say it because I want to do a whole different thing on it.
Okay.
It's the most embarrassing moment of my
Oh,
life.
that one. Okay. Yeah, you
I
can
wanna
save
wait.
it. I'll just share mine. And it was that I don't know how chicken pox actually works because I was very young when I got
What
this.
a way to start.
Yeah. But
God.
I remember being at a mall with my like parents and siblings and it was around Christmas time, and I was wearing like my big winter jacket inside, and we were in JCPenney, and I had to have been like 7 maybe, I don't know, and I was like, all of a sudden was like, I'm really hot, like I don't feel good, I'm really hot, whatever, and whatever, it was just like, you'll be fine, whatever. Got through it, went home, took off all the clothes, covered in chicken pox.
Wow.
When I was not when we left for the mall. So like, I don't know. And I like freaked out and ran downstairs naked, being like, ah!
Wow.
But then it was just chicken pox. But anyway, that's my traumatic mall memory.
That's so funny. Where'd you get it from? Just like school?
I don't know. I have 3 older sisters, so like it could have been.
Did everyone in the house get chickenpox?
Yeah. I think my oldest sister had shingles.
Shingles comes from chickenpox.
It's the same thing.
I understand.
Whatever.
I've never had any of it.
Really?
No, I never had it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Isn't there like a vaccine for it?
No, we didn't. We missed that boat.
Oh.
I think. I mean, I was
Maybe.
vaccinated out the ass, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
me
gotten
too.
chickenpox.
I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Mall food courts
That's
for me.
exactly what I was going to bring up next. I'm so glad.
Damn. What was your favorite mall food court item?
I feel like I just went with like the classic McDonald's situation.
Really?
Yeah. I never did. I was literally talking to Adam about this the other day. I've like never gone to Sbarro.
That's crazy.
And we've talked about it before. I've never done an Orange Julius. I did do Panda Express once or twice in there. And it was like, oh, Auntie Anne's. That's the actual one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get a pretzi.
So it's wild to me that it's one of the craziest things you've ever said that you get McDonald's in a mall, because there's specific mall foods.
Like what?
Chick-fil-A. And this is before, I think it's before, like at least in New Orleans, there was like a standalone Chick-fil-A was unheard of.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that.
We didn't have it. That was a Maryland thing, but we didn't have them in like Pennsylvania.
So it was like you had to get it at the mall. So I would always get Chick-fil-A at the mall. And then also like mall Chinese food hits different.
Maybe we should go get some sometime, because I don't remember.
I am so serious. Like, I would love to go to the Century City Mall instead of the fucking food court and eat. Because, like, to me, that is an experience unlike any other. I just love that experience.
Why?
I love transient spaces.
Yeah, like
And
liminal
everyone-
spaces.
Yeah, like everyone in that place is just like going through, especially at the holidays.
Oh yeah.
Like, and like to be able to go and just sit and be in that, to me, is like really enriching, strangely. Like, I think it's fun. The only thing I don't like about the Century City Mall is it's too nice. Like, I want to go
Like it's
to
not
like a
80s
kind of
enough or something.
Yeah, I want to kind of go to like a shit mall.
I don't
Like, I want to go like Bakersfield and go to the fucking mall there.
scathing words for
Like-
Bakersfield, California.
They know. No one's, you know what I mean? But that's what I want to do.
I mean, we could do just a segment of us going to the mall, and then every other shot of me will be me being like,
Unhappy. But we're gonna get that Chinese food, and you get to pick lo mein.
I do love
You
lo
get to
mein.
pick. You get to pick beef broccoli.
Yeah.
You get to pick anything you want as long as they have it. You can get it on the plate.
I do like the experience of Trey sitting at table.
We've
that
talked about
thing.
this so many times. You love
Like a cafeteria style situation.
You know?
Which is, I don't know. That part of it is fun. I also thought it was very stressful to go eat in the mall food court, because it's like anything where there's like a line and you have to like think about what you're going to say to the person, and then you get to the front and you have to order. It was so much pressure when I was younger, and like, it'd be like you're practicing in line, being like,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna get the orange chicken with the like. And then,
I thought you were saying right now, like you're scared about that.
no,
And I was just saying, I was about to be like, get the fuck over it.
you know I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
you've been, you've been to places
Fuck off.
with me and know that I can go order from. I can even make phone calls myself now. So
Oh, I know you can. As a kid, though, that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, there's a certain age where you should get over it. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, I do like the food court, I'll be honest.
I do want to try an Orange Julius sometime.
There's a whole movement of these like abandoned mall things on Instagram.
Oh yeah, like with urbex people, urban exploration
Yes,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Urbex people.
That's what it's
You're
called.
like in the know.
It's, I was a travel model. That was like a big, like the crossover of
Because
photographers and like urbex is like huge because they would like look for
Yeah.
those places
how many times did you lay in like a dirt pile?
so many times. Like so many things that I laid in that was probably like, yeah, probably don't breathe in too much. And it's like, good, okay, on it.
What was the worst shoot you did?
Like gross wise.
Yeah, I'm not saying like anything that bad happened. I'm saying like a bad shoot, like someone's like standing against that brick wall and I'm gonna take a picture and you immediately know it's gonna be a bad photo.
Oh, well, I was going to say health-wise. There's
You can say that
there's a
too.
very obvious answer because that horror movie that I was in as the like creature, we shot in like a closed down wing of a actual psych hospital, and the basement was like just tip to tail asbestos, and like people in the crew were wearing like masks. And then we were all just down there, like I was butt naked, barefoot, and like huffing and puffing with like special effects makeup on my face.
Yeah.
And other people were like, yeah, don't stay down there too long. And I'm like, well, I'm here for an hour for this fucking take naked. So like, what are we talking about?
Right?
Yeah.
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 It was fun though. Like honestly, and I wasn't upset about it at the time. I was like, yeah, fuck it. What do I care?
Where was that?
It was in Calgary.
It's in Canada.
Or it was in like Edmonton, Alberta. Yeah,
Wow.
in Canada. It
Is
was
it-
like in the middle of like nowhere feeling. Even though
Wow.
Edmonton's like a fairly large city there.
Shout out Edmonton.
Yeah.
We really love that place.
It was fun. I miss those people. I still think about a bunch of them.
Did you go into Spencer's Gifts?
Yeah. And you know that's where we bought the sex toys for the first time? You don't.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was like the only place that like just had like stupid little vibrators and shit.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like the people working at Spencer's Gifts were usually like fucking kids also.
Yeah.
So like no one was gonna be like, I don't even know if you get carded to buy a vibrator, but no one was doing any of that.
I bought bondage tape there once.
Yeah, I
And
did
was
too.
like, oh, this cool.
Now I'm living.
Yeah. I was
And like
this is-
posters.
Yeah, I bought a lot of blacklight posters.
I did not have blacklight ones, but I did buy a lot of posters like for college and stuff in there. And then there was always like the mystic shop, like that had like incense and shit. And I did do that a lot too. That was a weird one. Tapestries.
You would buy incense?
Yeah.
Which flavors?
Whatever, the just standard patchouli, like the hippie as hell ones.
Did you ever go through like a hippie stonery phase?
I was a stoner, but it was never in relation to being like a hippie or like a wook or something. Like
What's a
like a person that does the like burns.
Oh, okay.
Ply provides.
Playa provides.
Those people.
I was recently at
Like white boy
Lucy's.
dreads.
Gotcha. I was recently at Lucy's and she had fire sticks,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and I always wanted to do them as a kid,
Yeah.
but then she had them when I was like fucking around with them. It was Lucy, Casey, and I, and then Casey got up and did them. She was great.
Yeah, I think like actually knows how to do a little circusy stuff.
Lucy got up, did them. She was great.
Then you.
I think I was a little bit better than I thought.
I try to do poi, the like
I don't know what that is.
the ball on the end of the whatever, and it's like, and they just spin, like, you know.
Is it you're talking about? You put like a ball on your hand and you like
No, not the, what are those called? The David Bowie balls. What are they called?
David Bowie balls?
Yeah, from
David
what-
Cross.
No, from Labyrinth.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the clear.
It's not,
yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty neat, honestly. It's okay.
Frugally Farms. More than food. Frugally Signature Corn Milk. Uncle Jim's famous cornbread juice. The Scent of Corn by Janica. Sustainable corn paper paperback books. Corn silk clothing products. Frugally popping corn. Corn is not just for dinner. As it relates to malls, do you have any specific memories of like the cinematic mall interaction? Like earlier you're talking about holidays, like, and how you like going to the mall around Christmas, and it immediately made me think of like Love Actually, where like there's huge scenes that are based around people buying Christmas presents for like loved ones at the mall, or like Big, where he plays the huge piano at a toy store in the mall. Do you know the movie Big?
I know of it.
Do you?
I do know of it, where the man is like it's like a young person in a big man's body or something, right?
Yeah, it just makes him grow up. But yeah. A young person in a big man's body is such a better synopsis than like it ages him rapidly.
Yeah. Right?
It is true. It's Tom Hanks, yeah. Zoltar, fortune telling machine.
That's in the movie?
Yeah. Anyway,
It's a big plot point in that.
It is a huge plot point.
My mom or my grandmother used to sneak in popcorn into the movies, so she had to pay for it. I thought that was always really smart. A frugal queen.
We stand.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with movies and malls.
Did you watch a lot of movies in the mall?
You're just taking this a different route. I do forget.
Is it the same? No, I'm asking the same thing. As like, what was your movie cinematic experience in the mall?
It was that. Oh, I was talking about movies that take place.
I
like,
understand.
That have mall
I thought
scenes.
I thought you were asking about going to the movies. At
No,
the
but that's
mall.
still fine.
No, okay, movie. Oh, that's why you brought up Big. I get it now. Yeah, I guess. Isn't that like a Stranger Things, the thing that comes to mind immediately?
Yeah, that's sadly true. The whole one season is like
In a
a
mall.
mall. Like,
I don't know.
feel like it was
I'm gonna
the
have to
third.
think more. I can't.
God, I could
can't think of
rattle
any.
off a bunch of
Give us some.
movie. Gone Girl has a mall. There's like an abandoned mall at like the edge of town that Amy goes to buy a gun from like a random hobo guy, and like that's a major plot point thing that happens.
Wow. What else? What other ones?
Night of the Comet,
What is that? It doesn't sound real.
an old horror movie where like an asteroid hits Earth and some people are disintegrated into dust, but some people get turned into like homicidal mutants, and some people are fine. And these two girls happen to be fine, so they decide to go to the mall. Like they're like whatever, like they go to the mall, and
That's
then
like a comedy?
not kind of. But then there's like a bunch of like there's mutant homicidal people at the mall, so it's like the girls versus them.
Do they go to the mall to shop, or they go to the mall to be safe?
No, for like a shopping spree.
Oh, because they're like, oh, we could go steal stuff.
Yeah.
I understand.
And then there's Dawn of the Dead, which is a zombie movie that is people go to the mall to be safe,
That's a funny one.
but they're not safe. I mean, it's a horror movie, but it is pretty comical at points.
I'm thinking, what horror movie, like a zombie funny horror movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Shaun of the Dead?
That's it.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think they go to the mall in that though.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah.
But I don't remember these things.
Yeah.
That's a funny movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
You like that one?
I love, yeah.
21 Days Later.
28 Days Later.
That one, was that at the mall? I believe that they might be in a mall.
I'm like, it could be in a part of it, but I don't think so.
I like that movie.
I love that movie.
And then what's that Will Smith one? He's Legend?
Oh, I Am Legend, yeah.
That one.
There's definitely some mall action in that one, but for sure.
A lot of zombie things in the mall.
It's true. I think it lends to like because of the liminal space, like affect of it or whatever.
Yeah.
It like gives that opportunity to like be shot in that way, where it's like, like there could be anything, whatever.
I would love to do a shoot in a mall.
Yeah, but it has to be like retro-y, like the 80s-y malls or whatever, with like that paper cup design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your other favorite mall?
Mall movies.
Yeah.
Mallrats.
That's with Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like Ben Affleck is in it.
Is it good?
I haven't watched it in a really long time, so I don't know how it holds up at this point.
I know it's a classic.
But yeah, it was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Like it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't care for like poop and fart jokes anymore. So like,
It's just crazy because like your experience of the mall is viewing it through movies.
yeah,
My experience of the mall is like I was
going to a mall.
I was hardened by Sbarro. You know, like
Weird that I would take
Yeah.
third party approach to malls.
Exactly. It's like, I don't think they're like what you think.
I mean, I've been to them, but you know, it's more fun to see them cinematically.
Yeah, agreed. I used to, like, if I was going on a date or something, I used to like to go to the mall, like go to the movie theater at the mall.
Okay.
Because it's easy, because, you know, like, we'll see a movie in an hour, and then before you can like walk around the mall or whatever.
That's so much. That's like, would you just walk around and look at stuff, or would you make the person shop with you? Like, what's the, you know?
No, you just like walk around and look at stuff.
So weird to me.
Yeah, but it's time to like hang out, because like your parents would drop you off at the mall at 6 and pick you up at 10 or whatever it is.
Damn, it was late for pickup.
Well, maybe it could be 1 to 8.
1 to 5. I don't
You know what I mean? We'll have to work the schedule out.
I did go to movies at the mall, but
There's just a back entrance.
yeah, of course. But very young, we had a movie theater that was its own establishment in Hershey, where I grew up. So it didn't facilitate going to the mall very much.
I understand.
Yeah, but there was always like some of the nicer ones, like the Regal cinemas or whatever,
Yeah.
were like only attached to malls. Like AMC and Regal were like only attached to malls.
Is that currently the case too?
I'm sure there's standalone ones now, but they are often found still attached to malls, I would say.
That sounds like a Wikipedia. They're often found
Attached to malls. In my recent experience,
That's so funny.
I've always gone to a mall place.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like this idea of the mall and how I like all the natural light that comes in through it.
Oh, like in courtyards and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so neat to me.
I did always like the atrium kind of areas.
Yeah.
And whatever. Have you ever been to the Mall of America?
Is that in DC?
It's in Minnesota.
That's weird.
Like, it's in Minneapolis.
I haven't, no.
It's like fucking insane. There's like a mini Legoland in there with like roller coasters and shit.
Wow.
And there's like an aquarium in there. And like, you know, a thing that always upset me was when there were like full-fledged restaurants in malls.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And like, you'd be like, well, let's go down to the TGI Fridays, and you have to walk into the mall to go to it. Like, that feels bad.
Yeah.
And I would go to like hockey tournaments when I was younger, and we would be like, let's go out for a team dinner, and I'll always be to one of those. And it's like,
See, but now, if I wish we had a friend that was like, I'm going to pop on over to TGI Fridays. Do you want to meet me?
yeah, I'd be like, yes.
I don't go out to eat. I'll be like, immediately.
Yeah,
yes.
I would be there in a heartbeat.
Getting some apps. Could you fucking imagine?
I was just like the Southwest egg rolls.
walking into a mall to go to the TGI Fridays. That's the experience I want to know.
Now I feel like it would be awesome because, like,
But yeah, being a kid,
no, that was terrible.
going to the Outback. It's like, let's go to the nice Outback.
The one that's standalone out back. Yeah, the one next to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I do miss Cracker Barrel.
I mean, they still exist. We can go to Cracker Barrel.
I know. Well, I don't have them on this coast, really.
Really?
Have you seen one?
I haven't looked.
I mean, but you would notice it.
No, well, Cracker Barrel is a road trip destination. So, like, I have not.
I don't think it's a destination.
Well,
I think it's just on the side.
it's a
of
stop, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only road trips I've done this way have been with like you and Raven.
I don't believe that there's one though, because we would have seen it.
We also weren't of the vibe to be like, let's pull over at Cracker Barrel and I'll take a seat at the country
Yeah.
table. Like,
Let me play this little.
yeah. We were like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a pickle at this gas station.
Yeah. God.
Move it along from there.
Yeah. I'm going to Google that. No, I'm not. That's too far. I'll do it later. I'll let everybody know.
If there's one around here.
Yeah.
What was your favorite store to go into at the mall that wasn't Hot Topic or the CD store? Like, if you were going into just like a normal clothing specific store.
I used to like this store called Babbage's.
Oh, I know it, but I've never been in it.
Yeah, it had like games and it had like figurines of like Pokemon and it had like stuff like that.
It was more of like a pastime store, like nerdy pastime.
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
But it was current time then.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
That's not what pastime means.
What does pastime mean?
Like you pass, like isn't it pass the time? Like
Oh,
pass-
I've never heard that phrase.
I don't
I thought
know.
you were saying like
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is past time. But I always relate those stores to like Magic cards and D&D shit.
I think
and,
that there was
and
shit like
Warhammer
that.
shit.
But it was cool because it was one of the places where like when I went to Hot Topic, I feel like I got everything that was like super mainstream
Yeah.
and easy to find. But Babbage's had like figurines that like I'd never seen before, and I really liked collecting things as a kid. So that was huge for me. And you could buy Pokemon cards there.
Oh, okay.
I used to always love Barnes and Noble too.
Yeah,
as a kid.
bookstore was always like the
Loved
one for
it.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, that was huge.
especially multi-level ones.
Where'd you go in the bookstore?
Always like thriller and mystery, and that still is true. Like what area?
Yeah,
That's
fun.
Or like occult. Like there's like the occult area.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know.
Would you sit there? Would you get the books and bring them and just like read them?
No, I'd usually like read the synopsis and sometimes would read like a few pages at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I was like so unconfident when I was younger that I'd be like, I can't just stand here. Like I'll be a spectacle. I got to like hoard these little books and like run away.
Do you think it's because you were like tall as a kid?
No, I wasn't even that tall like through a lot of my childhood, but I just like I didn't like being acknowledged.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to like not anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I am constantly on camera.
Yeah. The opposite.
Yeah.
You're acknowledged
All the time.
pretty aggressively.
All day.
I would go to the magazines.
Oh yeah. I forgot that magazines were a thing.
I love them. I still like them.
What magazines do you get now?
I don't get any now, but I used to go. I would look at like Tattoo Magazine.
Oh, okay. Like inked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
there was
yeah.
Tattoo Magazine, yeah.
And then I would like look at like AP, like Revolver.
I had like the AP magazines that Trent Reznor was on the cover of.
That's
like I
cool.
would buy them and like collected them and had like several. Like
Do you still have them?
no, I got rid of so much shit. We talked about that in a different episode that like we got rid of stuff from like our
Yeah.
adolescence that we wish we had kept because it would have been so sick.
Yeah.
Like I would frame those now or something.
I did that with a bunch of Nintendo Power. That's that's what I used to do. I would buy Nintendo Power magazines.
Do you remember when they used to have the setup thing that you could play the game at in some of the
Yeah.
like video game stores?
Yeah, that was cool.
What's the one? GameStop.
Yeah.
That wasn't like that's like a strip mall one.
But that also hit kind of later.
Yeah.
That was like after.
it was after we were like, we're done with malls.
time
whatever.
period.
Yeah.
But no, I remember that at Walmart. Which like a Walmart from like 90s, 2000s. That was a cool place.
I've been in Walmart like twice in my life. They just weren't like a big thing.
How did you get stuff?
Sam's Club.
Oh, okay. So everything was in bulk.
Like those kind of places. I mean, my family has 6 people in it. So like
Yeah, you
we
got
weren't fucking around.
When you get pork and beans, you gotta get a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is.
I understand. Like, trust me. I do. So Babbage's was a big thing for me. Also, like the Starbucks in the Books a Million.
Yeah. I did always like a little coffee shop in the bookstore in the mall. Like how meta.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How many? What would you get there?
At the Starbucks
Yeah.
places? I was disgusting when I was younger and be like Frappuccino. Like that,
Yeah, me
that
too.
bullshit. Yeah. Like
I think it's okay when you're younger.
lemon loaf. Yeah. Why not live a little?
though. You do a lemon loaf?
I still would get a lemon loaf.
That's what I was curious about.
Yeah. Those are great. Can't be cake pops all day.
Would you get a Frappuccino now?
No. I think I would be sick.
Yeah.
It's like when we got McDonald's and had that caramel iced coffee.
That was really
and
bad.
I was like a Frappuccino would hit the same way.
That was really,
Yeah.
really bad.
But now I think we should get one today just to have like a little cell phone video of us trying a Frappuccino. I have
God.
not had one in like 20 years at least.
These things that we think are novel aren't novel to
Not at all.
90%. Like people here are like, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, people order them.
People, yeah, that's why they're there.
It's
They're
disgusting.
quite popular.
I wonder if kids still like when me and my friends would go hang out at the mall, it would be like 2 cars full of us, like load up, go to the mall, and then we would like literally walk to like the Hot Topic Spencer's area because they kept like the weirdo stores together.
Yeah.
And like we would be there, and it was the one mall we went to a lot, Colonial Park Mall, was across from the food court. And like we would just hang out in that little
nugget.
Yeah, like region or whatever, and like go into stores, but kind of just sit around and then like go to the food court and shit, which is so weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's very, very, very strange. I didn't have friends that kind of did that. I would go like on my own or whatever to like get stuff.
But
like,
you weren't hanging out. You were like,
no, I
going,
never hung out.
yeah.
Like I never did that.
We were literally like, we just had to find places to hang out, like liminal spaces to hang out.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Like I would just play video games at home.
Yeah, fair. You know. Did you? I know you got your ears pierced at Claire's. Was that in a mall?
Yeah, that was in a mall.
I know they still do it, but how many of us, our first piercing experience was going to the mall to go to fucking Claire's to get tortured?
It was bad.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah, and I got double holes.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
those things are so bad for you. Like it's like insane.
And then I took them out like probably a couple months later.
But how crazy that was like a part of the culture, like specifically surrounding malls, where like you were like, oh, like my daughter wants her ears pierced. Yeah, let's go on down to like to Claire's of all places.
Yeah, I did think that was pretty strange. And I would also get like, I got a lot of magnetic earrings from Claire's. Oh, yeah. And I would put them all over my face.
Those hurt too.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Well, beauty is pain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard that or not.
No, not in my life. Did you ever go to Piercing Pagoda? Do you remember that?
Pagoda?
Piercing Pagoda.
Isn't like a pagoda like an outdoor?
So it was literally like even sketchier than Claire's, because you know how in the mall there's those booth like stands that are in the middle of like the hallways and stuff.
Oh,
it was one of those.
And
they did piercings and also like sold jewelry, but it was like, yeah, let me go get my fucking like helix pierced next to the cell phone case shop, like Pagoda, like whatever. Like it's like
that was a wild thing. I remember. I wonder how the cell phone case industry and those like little shops have fared, because back in the day there used to be so many different varieties.
Yeah, I had with the Nokias and stuff.
Yeah, I had a Motorola Rocker, and it was the first phone with iTunes on it.
Oh my god!
And I had like a bunch of goofy phones, and it was like
I assume they're still there because iPhone cases are so like people.
But now it's just like a couple. It's not that many phones.
I do feel
maybe there are as many phones. I don't know.
I mean, not types like at all, but I feel awful for those people specifically who work at those booths, because like no other store has their employees pseudo accost people walking by.
Yeah.
And like I don't blame them. They like kind of have to, because they probably like are like commission based or something, or else they wouldn't care to do that. But like walking by and someone's like trying to spray a perfume at you, like that's like, those kind of interactions are like the absolute worst. Did you ever go into Abercrombie and Fitch? Speaking of perfumes,
yeah, I hated it.
Those were
a nightmare for me.
Yeah, those like that and like Hollister or like PacSun, but like Abercrombie and Fitch was the worst because the like storefront with the like. Do you remember?
Yes.
Like the weird cabana, like whatever.
And it was like you couldn't see in.
Yeah, you'd like walk around, so it made it look like an exclusive club or something.
Yeah, that was.
And then all the pictures, no one was really wearing clothes. So it was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And they all smelled atrocious.
They smelled very, very bad, honestly. Did you hear about Sunglass Hut?
I am familiar, but I never actually like went there.
Partaked.
Yeah. So I don't know much about it. Is it a hut?
Sometimes there was a hut.
Expand.
Sometimes there was a hut, and
within the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes there wasn't.
So it was just a normal sunglass store.
Sometimes it would be a normal sunglass store. Good glasses for you.
A lot of Ray-Bans.
A lot of Ray-Bans.
Do you remember when Ray-Bans did the ad campaign with it was like vampire stuff?
No.
There was like
you probably loved it.
I did. There was like it was because the vampire thing comes and goes in popularity.
Yeah.
But it was like at the peak of one of them. And it was like the vampires that wore Ray-Bans were like safe to be in the sun because they were such good sunglasses.
That's a brilliant campaign.
Yeah. And then I remember
really
they had
funny.
like pictures from it at Sunglass Hut because I saw like outside because I was like, fun.
So you do know about it.
I've never been in one.
Sounds like you, yeah, but you stayed in front of that window enough.
Yeah. I walked by and admired the vampire portraiture.
Why are there so many eyeglass places in the malls?
I was going to say, I definitely have gone to an actual prescription eyeglass
Yeah.
place in a mall, which feels weird.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a thing that like no one's gonna like. It just like get a standalone situation.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's also like nail massage places. I used to get the one fucking filler place was in the mall.
Yeah.
The most hellish mall in Seattle.
Do you remember when I called you? I was like in tears,
Crying because you
Yeah.
got lost.
It was so stressful.
I don't blame you. That mall, we're talking about the Bellevue Mall.
Fuck
It's like
that mall.
which is like multiple wings and you have to go outside to get into different places and all this like crazy shit. But it's so insane, like getting lost in there and the stress of it all. And I would get lost almost every time.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I hate, and it's also that is in complete juxtaposition about what I love about a mall is that it's so expensive and it's like stuffy rich people in
Yeah.
that mall, and I fucking hate
That
being
one was
in there.
rough. Yeah.
Like I don't know, I like a hometown mall.
Yeah. Like we used to go to the Harrisburg Mall also. And it was attached to like a fucking Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Like that was a good time.
Yeah, I don't ever want to do the Bellevue Mall again.
No, and I don't. I avoid it like the plague.
Well, maybe we're gonna be doing a exploration into malls soon.
Like
So everyone,
a real life.
yeah.
Okay.
So everyone, go ahead and stay tuned for that.
Why not?
In closing, do you have any final thoughts about malls? Maybe the future of malls? Suggestions for them?
I'm like they're all just selfish suggestions because I'm like, stop being so overwhelming sensory wise.
Okay. What do you think? You can speak directly to the camera. What are 3 things that malls can do to make it better for you?
Less bright lights.
Okay.
Turn your music down.
Okay.
Stop being smelly.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks, that this is what you got to do. So don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon. We're going to post about malls. We have a Discord. We have merch. It's all there, people.
Yeah. We're doing
Buy
shorts
it.
now. We're doing little segments that are fun. We're going to do a segment where we go to the mall apparently, and you make me have a Panda Express or something like that.
The Panda Express used to be only in a mall. Now it's standalone, and it's lost all the pizzazz to me. That's what happens when people get too big. You know what I mean?
You changed, man.
Yeah. But anyway, whether you're shucked or you're cream, right?
Yeah, we don't care what kind of corn you are,
Just make sure that.
just as long as you're kind corn.
So be kind corn to each other.
Almost there. I guess make sure that works. Woogity, woogity, woogity. Do you know what show is that from?
Rocket power.
Thank you. But they went to a mall.
I honestly would go to a mall food court.
I would for a segment.
Yeah, I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we make it interesting. But
It's just the fact that I would probably be hating it.
yeah. I think I like it.